Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation.
Now more than ever before, we must show tolerance, discipline, and production to build a better nation, to transform Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. I want to welcome you to the hub. Again, we have a moment in time to reason, using social media and the radio to connect. And to those who are viewing me on Facebook and YouTube, please share the live. Sharing is caring. And big up to all the listeners on Vibes 101.3 FM and 106.3 FM. My name is Kem Jones. I want to start off tonight by saying to you, don't matter how many good things that come Grenada's way, there still will be a number of people within Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique who will still try to paint a bad picture about it. In other words, there are people who don't like good for Grenada, for our communities, for people generally. They just don't like good. And it pains them, it hurts them that Grenada is able to access financing for the new modern teaching hospital facility. They're angry about that. So I happened to listen to one of those opposition forces talk show program, right? So he has a talk show program and he's more so anti-government. The rhetoric on his program is anti-government, anti-deacon, anti-NDC. So he is a part of the opposition forces, right? So I can't tell you that he is affiliated with this political party or not. What I can tell you is that he is a part of the opposition forces in the country. He opposes nearly everything. But it's silly because when you listen to their reasoning, you have to wonder. So the government of Grenada was able to secure 60 million US, that's about 160.8 million EC from the OPEC Development Fund. And it's concessionary loans. Concessionary loans are, you're more or less not paying any interest on it. 0.5%, 1%, that kind of thing. So we were able to get that agreement signed. And that's a good thing for Grenada because we want to build that hospital facility, a modern hospital facility. We also got commitment from the Afro-Exim Bank of 250 million US. That's about 670 million EC in co-financing. So when you add both of them together, it's about 830 million EC, which is fantastic. We want to see this hospital facility and health and wellness village realize. We want that to happen. Any patriotic, loving Grenadian would want that. So a caller called in this particular individual's program sometime today. All right. And this is what he had to say about the hospital facility. And maybe I could play for you firstly what this facility is all about. Let me try to get it here first. All right. Let me try to give you a little inside scoop as to what the facility looks like. All right. So let me get that for you. Good. So let me just play a little piece of that for you. So you get a little understanding as to what Project Polaris is all about, this hospital facility and everything like that. And then we're going to, all right, so let me just play a little, give you a little introduction to it for those who are not on top of things where that is concerned. So Project Polaris, let me see here. All right.
Welcome to Grenada, the spice island of the Caribbean. Known for its breathtaking beauty, vibrant culture, and now a beacon of medical excellence and innovation. The Government of Grenada proudly presents the new Hopevale Climate Smart Medical City. Located in the parish of St. David, this 84-acre medical city is set to revolutionize healthcare, education, and tourism, not just in Grenada, but across the OECS. At the core of this transformation is the new state-of-the-art Smart Research Hospital. Designed with patient-centered care and community engagement in mind, it will provide value-based specialist care, innovation healthcare solutions, industry-leading medical training, and cutting-edge research. From advanced medical oncology and reconstructive plastic surgeries to physical therapy, fertility treatment, stem cell therapy, and more, the medical complex and annex will offer a wide range of specialized services, ensuring comprehensive care for all. Adjacent to the hospital, a large medical complex will house private sector and grant-funded services, including a biotech incubator and accelerator, fostering medical and technological advancements. The complex also conveniently features a 4-star luxury hotel, providing comfortable accommodations for recuperating patients, individuals receiving outpatient care, family members and visitors alike. Staff and student accommodations will be located within the medical city, providing easy commutes and an elevated team member experience. With dedicated retirement homes alongside beautiful private residences for doctors, hospital executives, and returning nationals, the complex ensures a holistic community-centered environment for all. Sustainability is at the forefront, with a solar plant providing renewable energy and supporting Grenada's commitment to eco-friendly initiatives. A vibrant array of restaurants, shops, and entertainment facilities, along with fitness and wellness centers, will create a lively and engaging community atmosphere. Beautifully manicured parks, walking, running, and biking trails will offer serene spaces for relaxation and recreation, enhancing the well-being of residents, patients, and visitors alike. Seamlessly connected by a well-designed road network and ample parking ensures easy access to all facilities, providing an efficient experience for everyone. The Hopevale Medical City will be a cornerstone of Grenada's medical and retirement tourism industries, attracting individuals worldwide with its promise of high quality in an environment unmatched in beauty and tranquility. Located just 20 minutes from the capital, St. George, and the airport, Grenada offers an English-speaking, safe, and scenic Caribbean destination conveniently accessible from North America, Europe, and the Latin American region. The Hopevale Climate Smart Medical City is not just a project, it is a vision for the future, a commitment of excellence to the people of Grenada, a beacon of hope for generations to come, as we move Grenada forward.
Right. So that's a little intro on the Hopeville Medical City. And it's called Project Polaris, where they're seeking to build this facility to revolutionize healthcare, not just here in Grenada, but regionally, and let Grenada become a hub where people can come and get well and live comfortably, being assured that there are facilities here for them. So that's the vision. So the government, acting on that vision, they were able to secure from the Exim Bank, the Afro Exim Bank, a total of 250 million US. All right. That's 670 million EC. So we heard the former president, well, at the time, he was the president of the Afro Exim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama. He announced the amount and the co-financing that partnership.
In Grenada, we are co-financing a world-class tertiary hospital, estimated at the cost of about $250 million. Which we hope will convert the country into a regional hub for medical tourism.
Right. So 250 million US, and that's co-financing from the Exim Bank, right? The Afro Exim Bank. So that was secured. 250 million US. That's 670 million EC. Then the news came of this 60 million US. So 160.8 or so million EC. So that takes the total up to 830 or so million EC. But I remember when President Orama announced that co-financing, we had, as a good friend called them, he said, don't call them opposition forces, right? Call them agents of frustration. So we had an agent of frustration who called into the Plea Due Cause program and said this.
On the government is doing this. Pay attention to this thing. And finally, you know, a couple of years ago, somewhere around 2010, 11, around there, you know, the NDC government that was in office came up with a scheme, I would say, right, with the some Taiwanese called Siwang Wall, you know, a $1 billion project that they come out. You know, sooner or later, a couple of weeks after, you end up hearing those investors end up in prison somewhere in China. I say that to say that we Grenadians, we have to be very patient, pay particular attention to details when our government comes and tell us, right, that they are either getting a loan or a grant. In this case, 250 million US is being branded around. We don't know if it's a loan, we don't know if it's a grant, we don't know what are the conditions. Please pay attention and ask questions. Our future, our children and children.
So that's an agent of frustration, and I usually call them opposition forces. So he had this to say. The minute time he heard about the $250 million in co-financing from the Afro Exim Bank, where Grenada was able to secure that. That's $670 million towards the Hopeville Medical City or modern teaching hospital facility. They start to attack it. And then someone called into a particular program, all right? Because, again, they heard of the $60 million, the $60 million from OPEC, the OPEC Fund for Development or International Fund for International Development. When they heard about that, because they saw it on the news.
The financing agreement was signed in Panama City during the Latin America and Caribbean International Economic Forum 2026. Leading the Grenadian delegation was Finance Minister Honorable Dennis Cornwall, alongside key officials including project sponsor Ambassador Andrea St. Bernard. Project Polaris is government's flagship healthcare transformation initiative, aiming to modernize hospitals, strengthen service delivery, and expand access to quality care across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. The new hospital is expected to be the centerpiece of a patient-centered integrated health system. The government has also called on the public to support the project. During the ceremonial state opening of Parliament in September 2025, the throne speech revealed that cabinet members pledged 1 month's salary annually toward the project. A special account was established to encourage public donations, with the project also set to receive funding through concessional loans, grants, equity, and US $25 million already allocated by the Ministry of Finance. The government has announced a new measure that will see public involvement in the financing of Grenada's new smart teaching hospital. The creation of a special account for the project, Polaris Hospital Project.
Right. So this news item was out there. So they saw that. Grenada was able to secure 60 million US from the OPEC Fund for International Development. That's 160 million EC, just about 160.8 million EC. And then this individual, I think his name is Francis Pear, he has this talk show program he's on, and he's always bitter when it comes to government and opposing nearly everything. So someone called into that program today, and this is what he said the government intends to build or do at that particular facility. Just listen to these people.
Government get over 60 million US dollars, you know,
Where get this money?
from Kuwait.
Is it a loan or a grant?
The Kuwaiti fund
Is it a loan or a grant?
alone,
A loan.
1%.
Well, I always concern when government get loan, they must invest it in the productive sector of the economy. And nothing is wrong in government taking loan, but it must be invested because we cannot afford to bury our children in debt.
All right, well, the invested in the hospital for Polaris.
Polaris Hospital, that is sell human parts, man. This hospital, Deacon building, they do good. That is to harvest human parts.
It's up there. You don't good for blind people.
No, so good. This hospital, the harvesters of human part get in trouble in Europe. So they need third world countries now to set up this thing to harvest human parts.
That would be the best hospital in Grenada.
To harvest Grenadian parts?
There's an international level.
What international? That to harvest human parts? You must research what is going on in the medical industry. The amount of crooks you have there. The amount of doctors that harvesting human parts. They tightening up on them in North America and Europe. So they come to Grenada.
Let them come. You will build the hospital.
All right.
And you go get it, you might live to see the full potential of the hospital.
Well, by the time
So, I mean, he went on and on and on and on and on. But you listen to these people. They're the opposition forces. They're the ones who are speaking. They're on radio programs. They're on podcasts. They're out there talking nearly every day. But this is the level of rubbish that comes from them. The hospital not even built yet, not even constructed yet. Listen to the level of negativity, lies, misinformation. You wonder why would a person who should know better be on a talk show program saying those things? What he's hoping to achieve. When you listen to these, and mind you, the opposition forces in the country, they have a lot of platforms where they speak and they say things because they want to see the back of this government. They want to see the end of this government. But these are the things that they are saying out there. And when you listen to this man, you have to wonder who these people are speaking to. Are they able to convince people to support a particular side? What is their objective or objectives or mission?
Yeah. Government get over 60 million US dollars,
Where get this money?
from Kuwait.
Is it a loan or a grant?
The Kuwaiti funds
Is it a loan or a grant?
alone,
A loan.
1%.
Well, I always concern when government get loan, they must invest it in the productive sector of the economy. And nothing is wrong in government taking loan, but it must be invested because we cannot afford to bury our children in debt.
All right, well, invested in the hospital for Polaris.
Polaris Hospital, that is sell human parts, man. This hospital, Deacon Building, they do good. That is to harvest human parts.
Mr. Pierre, you don't good for blind people.
No, so good this hospital. The harvesters of human part get in trouble in Europe. So they need third world countries now to set up this thing to harvest human parts.
That would be the best hospital in Grenada.
To harvest human parts?
There's an international level.
What international? That to harvest human parts. You must research what is going on in the medical industry. The amount of crooks you have there. The amount of doctors that harvesting human parts. They tightening up on them in North America and Europe. So they come to Grenada.
Let them come to build the hospital.
All right.
And you go get it, you might live to see the full potential of the hospital.
Well, by the time the hospital come, they're taking about 20 years to get it right. Maybe in the next 10 years, they have a small operation, bring down Africans and Latin America people here and take their part. Those people who go to the mental institute, sometimes they end up dead and they lose their kidney and their heart and their skin, etc.
Yeah, but Mr. Pierre, this government have a vision. The NFP had no vision.
Tell me what vision. You see how the guy named?
So look, this guy is on a podcast, on a talk show program. I think he does it every day or every other day. That program is carried on radio and online. But this is his level of reasoning. And if you listen to the kind of misinformation that he throws out there, it will scare anybody. But these are the people who are speaking for the opposition forces. They're agents who just want to frustrate the system. And they're bitter when it comes to the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, when it comes to the NDC, when it comes to the government. I mean, they're bitter, those agents of frustration. But they're out there and they have listeners, they have callers, they have people who listen to them. But this is the type of rubbish that gets out there, that they put out there. And they believe that they're doing one side a favor, and they believe that they're convincing certain people to support a particular side. But it's sickening because they have audience. They have people listening. They have callers. They're on a radio station. They're on social media also. So while they do not reach a lot of people, but people listen to them. But that is what you have as the alternative in this country. And you get it not just on that program, but nearly on all the other programs that are against progress and are bitter when it comes to government and bitter when it comes to the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and bitter when it comes to the Honorable Andy Williams and bitter when it comes to the government on a whole. But they're on programs, not just a program, but on different programs and platforms. And you get it not only from him, but from nearly all of them. They are negative. They spread misinformation, a lot of lies. And look, that is what you have on the other side of the coin. And you have to get used to it. You have to get used to it. Because that is what exists on the other side. The project not even completed as yet. In fact, the project leader, sponsor, Ambassador Andrea St. Bernard, she gave some time back a little update on where they're at with this particular project, which was really good. Besides the funding.
Welcome to Grenada, the Spice Island of the Caribbean, known for its breathtaking.
Hold on, not this one. Yeah, I wanted to play where Andrea gave a little update on the project. You know, she updated the public on the project. All right. Somewhere along the place. Yeah. She gave a little update on it, but not able to lay my hands. Let me see here. Somewhere around the place. Yeah, so I'm saying that the project not even anyway yet. And they start attacking it. They have all kind of negative things to say about it, which is terrible. But that is what you get on the other side. I don't know how these people believe they would convince people to follow them or to support a particular party or to support a particular side. I don't know. But they're out there talking quite frequently. So let me just play a little piece of that. I think I'm able to.
Hello, I'm Andrea St. Bernard, project sponsor for Project Polaris, the Government of Grenada's bold initiative to reimagine healthcare for all Grenadians. I'm standing here in Hope Vale, the future home of our new, smart, climate-resilient teaching hospital and the heart of the upcoming 84-acre Hope Vale Medical City. Since starting this project, we have made tremendous strides. We've secured the land, completed technical assessments, engaged stakeholders, and laid the foundation for a modern healthcare system that will serve Grenadians for the next 50 years and beyond. In May 2025, we signed a landmark collaboration agreement with Mount Sinai Health Systems, one of the world's leading academic medical institutions based in New York, USA. Through this collaboration, our new hospital will be affiliated with Mount Sinai, helping us to achieve global best practices and paving the way towards achieving international accreditation. Our collaboration with Mount Sinai is already delivering results. Since late 2024, Mount Sinai experts have been working hand in hand with the staff at the General Hospital on 11 high-impact work streams, from quality improvement and infection control to OBGYN, nursing, and culture change. It's not just training, it's healthcare transformation happening now. We've also engaged leaders across Grenada's healthcare and government systems, and we've welcomed input from citizens across the country in town halls like the one recently held in St. Mark's. Your feedback, your ideas, they're helping shape this new system. So what's next? In the coming months, we will finalize the hospital architectural design, secure our construction partners, and advance plans for the operation of the new hospital. In early 2026, we will break ground right here. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build a world-class facility, invest in our people, and deliver healthcare for Grenadians by Grenadians. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yes, so that's the project sponsor or the main person leading that whole charge to make sure that this project becomes a reality. So she gave a nice update there. She should do more of that, and others should emulate her. Nice and composed, eloquent, straight to the point, and a very pleasant person to listen to. So Ambassador Andrea St. Bernard, take a bow. That piece there was really informative. I want to say, folks, this is a very important project for Grenada. And if you don't know, the students at St. George's University, in the last 2 years of their training, as they pursue a medical degree, to become a medical doctor, in the last 2 years or 3 years, they have to do the practical aspect of their training. And they normally go to the United States of America or the United Kingdom in teaching hospital facilities. It's like an internship, more or less, but the practical, the hands-on aspect of the training. But when they go, the apartments that they were renting then becomes vacant. The supermarkets that were benefiting from them living in that community, living in that particular area, and shops and bars and clubs and taxi and that kind of thing, they all lose revenue because they would no longer be in Grenada. They're gone. And they don't return. They complete their studies and that's it. But if you have a teaching hospital facility, they can stay right here and become medical doctors doing the full course, the entire thing. So the 2 years or 3 years will be spent right here in Grenada. So it will benefit the economy in many, many, many ways. So this is a good move. This is fantastic. And SGU wanted that long. I remember them signing an MOU because they won that. So you get a full package when you come to Grenada. This is a good thing. And then you would have specialist doctors. Because once you have a teaching hospital, you need specialists to teach. And they prefer to deal with real people in terms of doing surgeries and other things like that and see the successes. Not the mannequin or some dead body. No, they prefer real people. So Grenadians will get the opportunity, instead of having to travel to do surgeries and other things like that, to do it right here. And the facility will be also open to Grenadians. It's a hospital, right? A world-class hospital facility. So I am saying any patriotic Grenadian shouldn't be against this, shouldn't badmouth the project or spread this lies and all this misinformation out there. No, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Grenada, just as you have the airport. Remember, there are a lot of people who are against the airport being built there. Now the same set of people who are against it, using it. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'm happy that the government is moving full speed ahead to make sure that that project becomes a reality. But I played Francis Pear piece to just give you an inside scoop as to the thinking of those who we consider to be enemies of progress, or, as a friend said tonight, agents of frustration, or opposition forces. They just don't want to see anything good happen for Grenada. So they're opposing everything. And when you listen to them, they lack depth and substance. Look at the nonsense that this guy spoke. It scares you, because people listening in and hearing this nonsense, they say, "What, wait." And especially those who are not able to reason or research or have a wide knowledge on certain subject matter. They tend to get fooled. They tend to believe those nonsense. And I am saying to those who hate the fact that Grenada is moving forward and that Grenada is being transformed, look, you're going to be hating for a damn long time. For a very long time, you're going to be hating. So get accustomed to it. They're just bitter. They don't want anything good for Grenada. Everything they condemn, everything they criticize. You know, one of them was frequently calling the radio station to talk about closure, and the closure road, and the closure this, and the closure that. So vehicles are now able to pass. They ain't totally complete yet, but vehicles are able to pass, and, you know, things are happening there. You don't hear the individual talk about it again like he did. And he wouldn't say, "Well, look, they made progress. They were able to do this. They were able to do that." But that's how they do it. So they pounce on something because they want the negative to come out. They want the bad things to be out there. And if and when problems solve, things back on track, things are good, people are happy about it, they don't come back and talk about it anymore. They have no interest, because to come back and say, "Well, look, the road was fixed and people are happy about it and good work done after all the challenges and so on," they believe that the government going to get mileage. They believe that the NDC going to get mileage. So they're not going to do that. They have no interest in doing that. And that's the bad part. That's the scary part. They would condemn, they would criticize, they have all kind of negative things to say. In fact, this same caller who called Francis Pay said to him that, used words to the effect that the hospital that we have now is actually in the sea. And then he said, "Well, what's wrong with that?" And he made a reference to China, you know, building some island out there, you know, in the ocean and that kind of thing. But what we are saying is, if you build close to the sea, then your equipment and the stuff that you use at the hospital, that would depreciate in terms of quality. It would corrode. It would rust. Corrosion will take place. And it will cost you more in the medium to long term. So yes, you're getting fresh breeze, but where in Grenada you can't get nice fresh breeze? Really? This is an island state. So he was like, "Well, you get a nice fresh breeze there, and what's wrong with that?" But if you go and you look at the equipment, all the metal and so on, and remember PAHO and WHO, they warned them. They said to the NNP administration, "Do not build a hospital there." But they still went ahead and do so, because they don't care. They don't take expert advice. So now the NDC administration is building a hospital inland, which is better, way better. You have better access, right? Besides the sea and the, you know, corrosion and all the rusting and so on, close to the sea, you're going inland. So it's better, and you have enough parking and access and all those things in the area that they bought, the lands that they got in Hopeville. So this is good. This is fantastic. So I want to say, folks, you have to understand the opposition forces and how negative they are, and the kind of misinformation that they put out there, the lies that they spread. with the hope of getting people to believe it. Because once you repeat these things over and over and over, after a while it saturates. After a while, it soaks in and people buy it. They believe it's true. But it scares me that these people are out there on programs, have airtime, and that's how they're using it. Boy, folks, we got a nice update on some of the road projects, and I love the fact that a caller asked about, well, WhatsApp a message to the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and the hostess about Grenville, and he gave an update on Grenville, and I really love that.
Jackie C. Smith, what infrastructure development plans does the government have for the town of Grenville?
All right, thanks. Well, in relation to roads, we plan to, in fact, repave all of the roads within the town of Grenville this year. As you should be aware, I think just around the last elections, the then government had embarked upon a series of engagements to do sidewalks and so on throughout Grenville. That has actually, in some instances, led to more flooding and has caused deterioration in the road even further. So we are going to redo all of the roads, as well as the Grenville commercial complex. Plans are on the way, and we hope that construction can start with that building as well during the second quarter of 2026 as well. So that is a joint venture between the government of Grenada and the Grenada Cooperative Bank, a public-private partnership to be able to redo that building that will house, for example, the Grenville library, as well as commercial spaces and government offices within Grenville. So those are two of the projects that we are working on currently for the town of Grenville itself.
Right, so this is great. This is wonderful. St. Andrew. So they would redo the roads in Grenville and the sidewalks. They would also upgrade and fix that complex and bring it up to par, which is really good. All right, that's the way to go. So Grenville, St. Andrew is getting its fair share. We see what's happening over the Grand Etang. They're widening the roads. The water project continues there too. They will repave the roads and put drains in many areas. We see the lighting of Progress Park. We see that play area for families. You know, they can go with their children and spend some quality time. They can play and they can have fun. We see work done on Progress Victoria Park through, well, government / the National Lotteries Authority. We see that playing field in Telescope lit. We see work done in Hope Beach. They lit the beach. They put the bathroom and toilet facility there. We see Maribor Abattoir. We see the Tissue Culture Lab in Maribor. We see TAM-CC, School of Agriculture and Science, I think, whatever the name is, back in full gear. A lot of roads being constructed, concrete roads, concrete drains in that part of the island. We see the St. Andrew Anglican Primary School being constructed. We see the Grenada Christian Academy School being constructed. And then they have the Balthazar Bridge to construct. They have a number of other bridges to construct in St. Andrew. So quite a bit is happening for the people of St. Andrew. Quite a bit. And just as other parishes, the WASH program continues in St. Andrew. You know, the Build Back Better houses continue to be built in St. Andrew. Jobs and opportunities are being created. Farmers are given assistance in so many ways. So things are happening in St. Andrew. The 4 constituencies there. And we need to call it out. The Project 500, that is taking place in St. Andrew. They piloted that project in Dunfermline, where 17 houses, different styles of homes are being constructed. You know, and you can go and check them out and, you know, and purchase a home and let Housing Authority build a home for you. And St. Andrew, that's where it's happening. St. Andrew. Then you have the Grenville police station. They're going to build a new facility, a new police station in Grenville. So they house them in a temporary facility that they renovated and upgraded. And they are now going to build a brand new police station in Grenville. So things are happening for the people of St. Andrew. Things are happening. And when the police officers got their increase in their salaries, they're police officers from St. Andrew who benefited. When the nurses got their increase in their salary, they're nurses from St. Andrew. When the doctors got their increase in their salary, they're doctors from St. Andrew. When retired public officers got their pension and gratuity, they're retired public officers from St. Andrew, right? And we can go on and on and on with so many other initiatives, so many other things that happen for people generally. So the free tuition, for example, there are students, there are young people from St. Andrew who are benefiting, who benefited and who are benefiting from the free tuition policy, where the $810 is paid for by the government. When the government gave out the free laptops and ebooks, out of that 4,000 or so students, there are students in Forms 1 and Forms 2 who attends SAS or GSS or the Grenada Christian Academy or the St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville. What other secondary school you have in St. Andrew? Right, so I think that's about it. But they benefiting from that, right? Because there are students in St. Andrew who benefited from that. Then you have a number of basketball courts and netball courts and so on, upgraded and so on. There are schools that have been expanded and renovated, and thanks to the government of Grenada, thanks to the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his administration. So St. Andrew is getting its fair share. They are benefiting significantly. And I love that. I really do. Our beloved Prime Minister gave an update also on, roads and what you can expect in 2026.
2026 will see great emphasis on infrastructural development as the government focuses on completing major ongoing projects and commencing new ones throughout the island. The Ministry of Infrastructure says its 2026 strategy is built on resilience, sustainability, innovation, and connectivity, which aligns with national development plans and international best practices. The Cliff Road project is now scheduled to reopen to traffic within the first quarter. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell shared updates on projects and the new direction of prospective projects during Tuesday's post-cabinet media brief.
The project progress has been unacceptably very slow due to a number of factors, most of which can be attributed to the contractor's slow pace of work, despite several attempts to help and several interventions by the ministry itself. We were promised an end of December 2025 a completion date to allow traffic to at least pass. That did not happen. There have been continued delays in the provision of the approved asphalt mix from the asphalt mix design from the contractor. We have to approve that design to make sure that it is, integrity-wise, it is solid and obviously can withstand the significant amount of vehicular traffic that we expect on the area. And the backfilling, because you would appreciate that there was significant excavation and retaining walls constructed, the compacting of that backfill had to be done in a very meticulous manner to ensure the integrity of the road. And that was particularly in December delayed by the rains. And so it has progressed slower than we would have wished. Notwithstanding that, the revised completion dates are that within the first quarter of 2026 and by the middle of next month, February, the road should be open for traffic, and then we should expect that by the end of March, most, if not all, of the construction work on the road should be complete.
The Closure Retaining Wall Road Rehabilitation Project, which began in June 2025, has been delayed due to unforeseen ground conditions on site. However, according to Prime Minister Mitchell, additional design work is being finalized to have the project recommenced next month at a revised cost of over $1 million.
We are in the final stages of having those designs completed. We were awaiting a topographical survey from a surveyor to be used as part of the designs. That has now been completed, and we expect the design works to be completed shortly. That project originally, the retaining wall, which was mostly what it was designed to have put in place, was budgeted at $171.01. However, due to the significant changes to the scope of the works caused by the collapsing of the road and the surrounding land, the revised estimate for the entire project is now $1.3 million plus dollars. And that includes additional retaining walls, storm drains, and the realignment of the roadway. We are hoping that we can commence the work by the middle of February and that we can complete it in May of 2026.
Work on the reconstruction of the Snell Hall Bridge in St. Patrick is due to be completed by mid-May. Initial works were delayed due to the constant rain in late 2025.
We are dealing with a river. To actually build the abutments to the bridge, we have to divert the riverbed. But it means every time heavy rains fall and come down, the work literally grinds to a halt because it impacts the construction. So we are hoping that we can make steady progress in the dry season. We want the rain, but not too much of it, so that we can allow that bridge to be completed.
Other major infrastructural works include Sater's Coastal Protection Project, the Simone Cultural Center, Willis Road Rehabilitation, and the St. John's River. The Ministry of Infrastructure remains focused and optimistic in managing these projects for enhanced national development.
Right, so this is good, great, because for 2026, the NDC wants to focus on infrastructure work, roads, bridges, drainage, because we have some roads that are quite narrow. And instead of having sleeper drains, you have box drains alongside those roads, and they take up a lot of space. So it's a good opportunity to put sleeper drains instead of box drains and get some more space so the road will be wider. Because vehicles could actually even put their tires and so on in the sleeper drains. And the NNP been in power for all of these years, but they never saw the need to widen the roads. They never saw the need to put drains alongside them or to totally resurface the roads. They did some little patching. But once the rain starts falling again, then you have problems. Back to square one. There was no serious maintenance of roads. So now the NDC has to come now and do all of this work. And it will cost a lot of money to fix all of these roads. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. So I want to encourage Grenadians to rally with the NDC and rally with the NDC administration, the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team, because they are genuine about the transformation of this country. And have patience too, because those things will take time. It can't happen overnight. But at least we must be optimistic. We have hope that things will change for the better, because there is a vision. That is exactly what they're working on or working from, because they want to achieve that vision. Right? So they're working towards that. So everything that they do is connecting with that vision. So we have to support them. We have to encourage them. We have to defend them. We have to promote what they are doing, because it's good for Grenada. And once it's good for Grenada, then we all will benefit. We all will benefit. So kudos, thumbs up to the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell there. And he's a good communicator, a great orator, able to speak truth to power and explain things in very simple terms. Because, there are people who can use big words when they speak, I listened to an interview today, and there was a gentleman using so many big words. But to communicate, you have to use simple words to get that message across, because everybody doesn't have the same ability to reason and to think and to interpret. So you have to make it as simple as possible. And our beloved Prime Minister is very good at that. Very, very good at that. So I want to applaud him. I want to encourage him to keep doing what he's doing. Keep doing it. Because Grenadians are noticing things don't happen overnight. Rome was never built in a day. It takes time. And that is why the Grenadian people, they have to have patience. They intend to do asphalt works from the airport all the way to Calivini kind of area, all the way to the tunnel, all the way over the Grande Tang, and quite a number of places. They will be doing some major works, and we look forward to it because we're really missing that. So again, folks, you have to support the team and support the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team, because they're on the right path. But there will be attack verbally. A lot of bad things will be said about them. You get that every day. There are people who hate progress, who don't want this government to succeed, and they will do every and anything in their way to see that come true. But so far, they have not been able to succeed. They have not been able to get what they want in terms of all the bad wishes and bad things. It's not coming true. Grenada is being developed and being transformed. Opportunities are being created for our people. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. Peace and love. I will be back with you tomorrow, God's willing.